All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Going In with Willie and Iz. My name is Iz.
And I'm Willie.
And we are here to give you another week of our thoughts on what's happening in and around town, the east to the west, the north and the south. Man, it's another crazy
Just around
week.
the world.
You thought that just because somebody left for the White House, that everything was going to be okay. Now we're turning around to this whole, these hearings about the insurrection.
And it's been something that I've been wanting someone to actually address. This guy, he's always on MSNBC, and he's a former FBI director and stuff like this. So he's really up, he's on top of this. This is a serious guy. I can't think of his name right now. Mm-hmm. So they was asking him, so what do you think about this Johnson, how he was saying like, well, those guys, they really wasn't like that bad, and it wasn't like people say it was. So he said, my question to the FBI, to the Capitol Police, to the Metro Police, to everybody that's involved. And he said, I understand when you started talking about like who dropped the ball. I didn't get this information. Mm-hmm. The Capitol Police say like, well, I didn't get this information about the FBI until after today before this hearing. And he was saying like, what I don't understand is like you saying you just got this information and say you got it in an email and they told you exactly what's going to happen, because the rest of the world and the United States, everybody knew what was going to happen. He said, so I understand that part right here. He said, but I want to know, why is it that you're dismissing what the insurgent done, because they was actually trying to start a coup and they came to do business. Yeah. They came to blow up this Capitol and kill people. And he said, my question to the FBI and the other agency, was it because they look like us, that they look like you, that you didn't do anything about it? He said, because I can't understand how at the drop of the hat, when BLM said they were going to have a peaceful demonstration, I mean, the Capitol Police, everybody was on duty that day,
military,
dressed in full
mm-hmm.
gear. Yeah. He said, so I think this is the problem with the GOP and the rest of the world. It's just like, oh man, these are our people. And he said, yeah, the Black Lives Matter are your people, but mm-hmm. you fear them. Mm-hmm. You would never allow those guys to do that.
Yeah.
And so now they're saying, you know what? It was actually about 10,000 of those insurgents. About 800 of them breached the Capitol. Mm-hmm. And then you started looking at all these cell phones. And then they were saying, why is it that Margie Green, one of her staunch supporters, was inside the Capitol boasting mm-hmm. about what they done, and was pissed because they're trying to say it was Antifa. He said, it wasn't mm-hmm. no Antifa. It was us. Just they proud.
They tried.
And I was saying like, wow. So when you look at the state of this country, and when it actually boils down to this, it's saying like, why are you letting these people just get away with these types of crime? And everybody knew they was going to go down. But now
he said it was going to be wild. He said it was going to be wild.
And now you got to leave up the barbed wire fence. You got to make the Capitol where it's not, where visitors can't go and visit. Mm-hmm. And it looked like Beirut. But they're
it looks like another country.
And now they're still locked up in mm-hmm. this mentality, like, oh no, they didn't really mean it. So I don't know what it is you have to do.
What don't they understand? Where we're gonna hang Mike Pence. They're gonna kill so and so. They're saying it. They're saying that they're sent by Trump. People that are going to court that are being arraigned said, yeah, we're there on orders from President Trump to stop the steal. That's what it comes down to. When it boils down to, they're trying to make excuses about well, we didn't know. We didn't really know. We got overwhelmed. You were, I mean, you knew there was a mob of people, and you have a president whose rhetoric stems back from 2016, 2017, when he was saying he's going to punch people in the face. I could shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose a vote. Those are violent words from a president of the United States talking about shooting somebody on Fifth Avenue in New York City, probably an American. And he says he knows he wouldn't lose one vote. So
That's
all of these things and all of this mentality that he's planted in these people, uh, what do you think was going to happen when it comes to a powder keg, when he assembles them all, tell them, come on out, it's going to be wild. He's been telling them they're stealing the election. I won,
right.
we won. And he puts them, if anything other than him needing something from somebody, he'll use you up and spit you out. Look at all the people that have left the White House and what they say. If you're saying what you needed to say to stroke his ego, you're good. You're going to have a job for a while. Don't say something against him, because guess what? Next day you're out. Look at all the people that were with him. He brought in all the best people. But until they said the truth, until they started saying the truth and started seeing what he was really about, they're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Look at Mitch McConnell still saying, well, he was saying today, he said, well, remember he said, oh, Trump did this, and for sure this is his doing. Today he's talking about, would you support, they asked him today on Fox, would you support Trump if he was the candidate? He said, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. After all that shit, after he almost sent somebody to kill you, yeah, well, I'll still support him. There's no spine in that man. He's a jellyfish. I was calling him a turtle. Man, that man is a jellyfish.
Dude, Mike Pence said he still don't harbor any kind of ill feelings toward this man that was going to try to kill him. I just, it just baffles me to the point where, how does this guy have this much power over you guys? You have the District of New York now, so they got his taxes, which he held back for 4 years.
No, it's gonna come.
Georgia's saying, like, they have all this evidence of this guy's a criminal, and they still saying, like, no, he's a good guy. God sent him to be the president of the United States. I don't know what it is that he has done to these people. It just it's almost mystifiable to me. I saw
he tells
this
them what they
lady.
want to hear. He tells them what they want to hear. And if I tell you the Asian people are coming to take our jobs, they're going to take over the country, and this is going to be like China. Look at China. China's communist. And then you start seeing Chinese people or Asian people come in, and you're going to look at them a certain way because they planted that seed in your ear. And then when other people and other outlets start reaffirming that same noise, you have the OANs, the Fox News, and the Max, whatever that one channel is called, and Fox, and all these ones. If they're all singing from the same hymn book, you're all going to be singing the same song pretty soon, because it's about brainwashing. And I've said it from the gate that he's been brainwashing these people, and even to this day, there's still people out there that are like, oh, look at Biden, what he's doing with these people in cages and stuff like that. Man, he found 106 of those families, those kids, those 600 kids that were missing that nobody cared about. He came in and already found 105 of the families.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do it? Why didn't Trump?
What was so hard about that?
He didn't want to do it because they didn't look like me and you.
No, and
That's it.
And it's a known fact that this standard that we have in this country today is just like, they just blatant. They put it in your face. We don't care what you say. Well, I witnessed 5 young brothers that gotten killed by the law enforcement. And when they look at Aubrey and just a slew of them, and they all walk. I'm looking at the one down in San Clemente. This young brother, 42 years old, walking across the street, and these two officers, you have it on video, and this happened like October, but now they just bringing it out and showing you the actual footage. And these guys, he see him, and he tell them, "Oh man, look, he looks suspicious. I think he's gonna jaywalk." He's like, "Bro, there's nobody else on the street. He's in the restricted area. Just let it go." "Oh no, we can't let that go." He's like, what we're gonna write up a report for this for? This is just crazy. There's nothing to see or do here. But the guy that was driving pulled him over and just instigated the whole situation until his brother said, like, "What are you stopping me for?" "Oh, you look suspicious." How hard is it for you to look suspicious when they're always looking at you like you're suspicious?
Yeah, I put this hoodie on right here.
Oh,
Now I'm suspicious. I'm walking down the street. I'm suspicious
that's right.
because because I have a
Mind
little
your
bit
own
darker
business,
complexion.
not doing anything. And then you
Oh,
look at
it's
these guys just walking away with,
mhm,
you know what? I was looking and listening to what uh, the Black Panther said back in the day.
mhm.
I think it was Bobby Seals. He said like policemen and soldiers are only guns for the racists to keep them comfortable. That's what they use them for, to
Mhm.
kill people that they feel threatened by, and then that keeps them and let them sleep well at night. And it's a shame that we have to still go down this road when we have so. I mean, they just landed on Mars. We got so many
Mhm.
other. I mean, look at Texas and these guys sitting out there and don't want to recognize the utility, and they on their own grid and do their own thing. And look
Yeah,
how many people lost all of this.
they're
And,
setting up to secede. They've been trying to secede for a minute.
but
So they're like, oh, we're going to start this. We don't need your input from the United States. We don't need nothing from you. We're going to do this like this. We're going to do our own thing because they want us to see. They want to be their own thing.
yeah,
But look what happens. Guess what? If they were by themselves,
they
we wouldn't
asked
have
to
to
be
help
out.
them.
What were
Mexico
they
don't want
like?
to help them.
They were like 4 minutes from going into a total blackout.
Yeah,
And could you imagine what would happen then? And look how bad it is now.
they're going to blame AOC. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because she raised money to help
Yeah,
them. I-
yeah. But
It's
she's
it's
out there
truly
doing her thing though.
amazing that you can't trust a politician.
Oh no, it's both sides.
Um,
And we talk,
It
and
doesn't
I know
matter.
we talk more on the side of, on the Democrat side, but no, the Democrats just as
I
guilty
don't
as
trust
the
none of them.
Republicans. So it's not either or. Because you have talking both sides of the lip. What about the $15 minimum wage they're talking about? And now
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we can't do it. Why are you promising it if there's something you can't
Why you
deliver?
even bring it up?
Yeah. And then even you had Mitt Romney talking about, okay, well let's go down to $11 or something. Let's start somewhere. But guess what's happening now? They just threw it out.
Yeah, they just
Give
threw
them
it out.
something. Give them 9.99, 9.95,
Not only that,
10.25,
they
11
hadn't had a
up from
hadn't
7.25.
have not had a raise since 1999, and they are bitching like, oh, they what they gonna do with all that money?
All that money. Meanwhile, the rich has been getting richer for the last 25, 30
Yeah,
years.
and they're gonna keep it that way.
Well,
Look at
yeah,
Jerry Jones,
that's
how
the
he was
design.
just gloating because of the natural gas
Mhm,
last week in Texas. I'm gonna buy me another yacht now because look how much money I'm getting. So
mhm.
what if I bill them $9,000 for utility?
17,000. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's just. But even though we see them do these things daily, my problem is like, are we the only one looking at this? Are we the only one feeling this way about these politicians that we think you guys are just straight booty. You don't care about no one but yourselves. I bet you wouldn't want to take $11 an hour job, and you
No, they won't take
definitely.
give them a 7.25 hour job. That's what they should
Oh
get
yeah,
paid. You're supposed to be a public servant. How are you a millionaire when you're supposed to be being a public servant? Now you're making millions of dollars and you're hobnobbing with millionaires.
yeah.
That's where the whole political system is not good. And so the way they protect their interests is by saying no socialism. What does that mean? That means that let's not give the poor people and handouts or a hand. I didn't call it a handout, a hand
Just
to
a
bring them
hand.
up out of obscurity and poverty. What they're saying is, you know what? Let me stick my foot on his forehead so I can
Exactly.
push him back down a little bit. That's what
Yeah.
that's what the system is designed for.
It's designed. It's like
Look
not
at what's
only
happening.
we're not gonna pull you up by the bootstrap. We're not gonna even allow you to have boots.
We need to get you. Yeah, you don't give enough money to buy boots.
You can't even get boots. And you look at these guys and you wonder like, I'm looking at Como now, and I'm thinking
Mm,
like, when you
that's
look at
another fool.
that's another one. And it seems like, oh, soon we get something on you, we're gonna blast you. And I'm
Yeah,
thinking like, dude, all you have to do was tell the truth about uh
the nursing homes.
the nursing home. You was already on the subject. You already seen how many people you
Yeah.
leaving. Why
Mhm.
can't you just go ahead and tell that? But I'm serious. It's just like man, what are our kids gonna be left with?
No, we got to fix. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next 2 years with this Republican Party. Because there was a glimmer of hope that night of the 6th when I saw these people, McCarthy. I saw Mr. Turtle. All these guys. Graham even was coming out like, "Oh no, I'm done. That's it for me." He said, "I can't support this guy no more." Yeah, that's the last straw. We had a good run. These are all his words. But then what do you expect from a guy who said, "We're going to let the people vote because we don't want Merrick Garland to get a vote for Supreme Court," and then turn around and flip flop and be like, "Oh no, well that was something else. We had or it wasn't. We didn't have both houses, so we had to do that. And
Yeah,
now that we have both houses, we ain't gonna give you shit." And
no,
that's what
they
they
don't.
do, and they're blatant about it. And that's the problem with the Democratic Party is that they're not cutthroat.
No,
Republican Party cutthroat. They're gonna stop the $15. Watch, they're gonna stop the $15 an hour thing. The 1.9 trillion that we have both houses right now. Why it's
right.
taking this long is beyond me. They should have been done with this and moved on to the next
I wouldn't
thing.
even ask them.
No,
I
they
wouldn't
shouldn't.
even
They're
ask them
saying they should.
about anything.
But you know what? And if he's trying to say, okay, let me see where these guys are at, he better be like, you know what? Don't do it because this is what they did to you. You need to start getting people in there.
You should already know where they're at. This
Yeah.
is who they are, and
But
you should.
but they don't see it. That's the problem with the party. They're like, oh, well, we're gonna try to negotiate. Okay, try to negotiate. Here's what we're doing. Boom, boom, like this. Make it quick. Here's your timeline. Let's negotiate. Tell me what you don't like about something and be done with it. You're going on. We're already in March, man. We're already
Yeah,
in March.
and it's just like, well, we don't need to give them $1,400. What they're gonna do with all that money?
Hmm.
It's almost like, what are you gonna do with $35 billion?
Hmm.
Why are
Yeah,
you getting all these special interests?
yeah, pretty
But
much.
but you know what? And you know what's so sad? I'm watching also. I'm watching this little bimbo, Margie Green.
Uh,
She just coming in there and she just. I watched her today put up a sign that's saying like, there's only two two genders, male and female, and she cracked that up on the wall. Said we shouldn't be giving any kind of
the transgender,
policy towards anybody that's not, if you're a homosexual,
one
you
or the other.
lesbian or whatever, transgender. No, we don't believe in that. And they applauded her. And
Yeah,
she walked around like she just a little badass. I'm thinking like, but you're a hoe. You
yeah.
you doing everybody in the name of the Lord. I am so confused about, what they recognize. It's
Don't get
just
her
like,
gym pass because she gave up that gym ass if she get that gym pass.
yeah. And then she's all in there with Donald Trump. And
Hmm. Yeah,
now they were saying like, I saw Liz Cheney and
McCarthy.
what's his name, Kevin McCarthy,
Yeah, that press conference.
and he was saying like, do you want him to speak at the CPAC? Oh yeah, we need to hear him. She was saying like, no, I don't approve of none of that stuff right there. Well,
Hmm.
here
You
we
see his
go.
face? You
Yeah,
saw his face? He closed his eyes
you know,
like, oh shit.
and they just waiting on this clown to speak on
Hmm.
Sunday. Uh, and
Ah,
this guy's not. I don't know why he has that much control over these fools. I am baffled by that.
because he told him, he told him to lie. He told him to lie. He even said, here's the things that he would repeat. I'm the only one that can fix things. I know more than everybody. Remember all those things he said?
Yeah,
I'm the savior. I'm going to be the next thing. I'm going to be this. I'm the best. I'm the best at this. I can do this. No, I have the most money. I'm this and I'm that.
I know more than
So
the general.
so you tell somebody that has, I mean, even some people, some of them are educated, but you keep telling him
I
things. You keep
understand this.
telling anybody anything, and then you're going to be like, okay. There's people that thought the world was flat until they
I
knew
know.
better. But these people came know better, and now they're telling you that the world is flat. It's like a flip. It don't
See,
make sense.
I don't have that. I don't have that problem with his base because I've seen their mentality.
Yeah.
You just really might as well just spitting in the wind if you go and try to ask those guys, why are you supporting him? Why do you still believe in his policy? Look at what he's doing to you. You think he's actually helping you because you're going along with his
Yep.
policy? You're not
It's all
in
about
his.
him.
You're not in his orbit.
Mm-mm.
He just used you as a pawn, and then
Mhm.
when he don't need you anymore, he will discard you.
But they
And
don't see
so
that. They don't see
they
that.
they don't see it, and I'm thinking those guys like Lindsey Graham and what's the name from Missouri and Haley. Uh, you look at all these guys, and
Josh
they would
Hawley.
think, yeah. So Holly, so they figure, wow, man, look what this is gonna do for us. Because that's how they're just in that little tight group that's saying we want to keep our power. And as long as we do this right here, we can stay in power and
Mhm.
we can get
That's all
shit
they want.
done. That's
That's
all
all they
they
want. They
want.
see, you know why they keep him? Because he got 74 million votes.
Yeah. That's why
But
they
after 74 million votes, then he mess around and try to overthrow the government. People are, again, we talked about this last week. People are switching parties back because they're like, okay, that's it. This guy's
yeah.
crazy.
I think they're banking too much on people really not paying attention to them.
I think next vote that they get on a presidential, it's gonna be, even if he runs again, I don't think he'll get 75 million votes. I don't.
I'm hoping he'd be in jail by that time. That's what I'm hoping. I don't think they would ever lock him up.
He has too many secrets, they said.
Yeah, because they said like, well, we can't put this fool in jail because if he go and get locked up, everything and that's what he's banking on.
Yeah.
You let me in, so I know what you do, and I can tell other people that really have the best interest in destroying this country. I'll tell them, you need to do this right here, and he will do it.
Yeah.
It's
He's a big con. This whole presidency was a big con from the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, some people saw it from the beginning. Some people fell into it and be like, oh, okay, you know what? This guy's here for us.
No.
So we know who us is. So when he's here for us, he's going to help us. He's going to bring our country back into the 50s, 40s, whatever he said. Make America great again. Just listen to this slogan. All of these things. The man has documented over 4,000 lies.
Yeah.
35,000 lies. I can't remember. I don't even know.
And still counting. You know what?
Yeah.
What messed him up was the second term was only to get him past the statute of limitation.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the ultimate goal for him.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get a second term, I might just walk out after 2 years because then they can't mess with me.
Mm-hmm.
But now they after Don Jr., they after Ivanka, they after all his look. Because what I feel like is going to happen, especially when the Southern District of New York, is I know he only have 4 years to have some of those accountants to, numbers don't lie, but sometimes liars figure.
Yep.
So what's going to happen? He think I get these guys to have a couple of different books, but I don't think that's going to work for him because they're gonna go through and they're gonna scrub everything from timeline. What happened to this? Where did this money go? How did you do this? All of these things, and I think that's what he's really worried about. And not only that, I think that some of the people he had in his corner, they're gonna get screws put on them, and they're gonna turn.
Yeah, they're talking about his vice or his chief the chief guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
older gentleman.
Yeah, Steve Miller.
Him.
Yes, Steve Miller's in trouble right now.
I'm talking about for the Trump organization.
Oh yeah, but I think Steve Miller's in trouble because man, I'm finding out when they were doing all this insurrection, Steve Miller knew his job was up by the 20th. He was going to all the Emirates countries, making all kind of deals and talking about this is what I'll be able to do for you guys when I get out of office. Steve Bannon, all of those guys thought they was actually free, but now I think you're gonna see. I'm gonna give these guys the benefit of the doubt as far as
better than don't do that. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt.
No, I'm talking about this.
How many times you've been burned? It don't matter. As long as if you mentioned in the same voice in the same sentence as Trump, you're guilty, man. There's no way. Don't be wasting your gives to give benefit of doubts to those people, man. I'm
talking about the Southern District. I'm talking about the Southern District.
I thought you were saying
not them.
Okay.
I'm talking about the Southern District.
Gotcha.
And the district attorney in Atlanta. So I think somewhere between those two entities is going to be a problem from him. And since they got his tax return today, because he don't pay people, and so the government and state of New York, they can go get some of the best tax people.
Yeah.
And they can scrub everything you done. They'll find out. They'll ask you, well, where did this $10 go then?
Yeah. They got one of the guys that went after the mafia or something like that. I can't remember his name, but they got him. So that'd be good.
They have the guy that went and got Gotti.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So I'm saying like and he pissed so many people off in New York, and that's why he's in Florida. And now Florida don't really want him there either. So I'm kind of anxious to see what this asshole is gonna say on Sunday when he gets to speak, because he has no other platform now.
Yeah.
And so this is gonna be his chance to come out there and try to save his ass and try to rile up his base even further. I really think that once he speak on Sunday, it's more of just seeing we can't rile these assholes up.
Yeah. Let me see
or
where I
make them
stand. Let me see where I stand. Did I lose any luster, or is it's still the same people, or is
Yeah.
everybody got my back still? And I think
I
so.
think that's what. So I think when we come back next week, we're gonna have a whole different set of things going on, because
Mhm.
first he's gonna speak on Sunday. Now the Capitol Police, because I'm looking at, they asked the new captain of the Capitol Police. Well, is that what you were thinking? But she's trying to answer some questions that she wasn't even involved
Yeah,
in.
yeah. They're trying
I
to
was
lock
like,
her in. She might be a scapegoat, man. You know what? She may be a scapegoat. Like, okay, you know what? Now you answer wrong. You're not gonna do this right, and they're gonna get rid of her. Who knows,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah,
They're gonna make scapegoats out of people, man. Just because they have to. They have to. Heads have to roll. Heads have to roll.
it's
For
gonna
this.
have to roll, because they finding, especially with the oath keepers, because all they recruited was ex-military,
Yeah,
ex-cop.
I saw that most of the people that are getting busted are like disproportionately ex-military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Military
crazy.
and ex-cop, they always got to be. So
Yeah.
that's where we're gonna see.
So let me ask you a question before we go into next week.
Okay.
Give me two words. I need 2-word answer. Okay.
Okay.
What do you think about Rush Limbaugh?
I'm so glad.
Oh, that's what I figured. So glad. I said goodbye. Mine's goodbye. Man,
and you know what really pissed me off?
He would just fan the flames of just hate, man, and just
dude,
bullshit. Tell people, and these people eat it up like, oh, let me get some more of that Rush Limbaugh bullshit and eat it up.
he said they wanted to fly the flags at half-staff for Russ.
Yeah,
Are
like,
you
we're not gonna
fucking
do shit
kidding
like
me?
that.
For Russ?
They're like, hell no, we're not gonna do that.
Only thing I hate was when Russ left, he didn't take Hannity and
Oh, I know.
Tucker Carlson and what's the other fool that got kicked off the air? Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, Bill O'Reilly, that's right.
Yeah, I was thinking like, man, come on, Dale. Just make it a good day and just see if you can't get 5 or 6 of them bitches.
Yeah.
You know, get a half a dozen of them. Yeah,
seriously.
but
Next week,
somebody try to get on me saying, "Oh my God, Will, I can't believe you said that about Russ." Man, fuck Russ. I'm so glad he gone. I don't know why he couldn't have left sooner. This guy was a hater, and if you didn't look, he just straight hate and didn't mind telling you he hated your ass. And now you want me to feel sorry for him because he did? Nah, bro. Hey, he could have left like 10, 15 years ago.
Yep.
Matter of fact, the best part of Russ should have ran down his dad's leg. That's where I feel about Russ.
We'll leave it at that, Willie. All right, well, we're talking next week. That's a good way to end the show. We'll holler next week, and y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all next week.
Same
right, you gotta stay petty.
Gotta be petty every day. Peace.
All right, man.
Peace. All right.